All right, welcome back to episode 45, Throwback Thursday. This is the Evil Clown here, and tonight I am bringing you Fast Food Tycoon. This is the credit screen of this company. Um, I will pull it up later and give you the details on it. And it was developed by Software 2000, a developer out of Germany, and it was published by Activision Value. And this was released in November of 2000. Back then, it was basically a sub company of the overall parent related to Blizzard, Activision, and whatnot. But it was under the Activision umbrella, and that's where it was published. Anyways, this is your standard Activision or Tycoon game. Sorry. The goal of this game is basically you are a food tycoon. You kind of start out in doing food management, culinary skills, things like that. As you see there in the beginning, basically you buy a pizza branch in Europe and you expand across the world and grow your empire or to become the pizza tycoon, if you will. It was a fairly cheap value game. It was an economical simulation computer game. Like I said, it was released in Europe in '99, late '99, and 2000 in North America. Basically, it was centered around creating and managing pizza restaurant chain, and then it spawned additional things after that. So this is basically the tutorial I've been going through. This here has been at 2x speed, so I went through it as fairly quickly as possible because it was a rather lengthy video, and because of all the problems that I had getting going today. I wanted to make sure that I got something out to you, and as of right now, I'm actually recording my voiceover at 12:06 a.m. On Friday morning. So I didn't get this out in time. I had scheduled a different game to be released and published out on video, but for some reason I had mega problems with it. Everything from trying to get it to load to the CD disconnecting, and then my Yeti mic not talking, to the system and being able to record the video. It just problem after problem today with getting this video out. So I just wanted to make sure you got a chance to look at everything that's going on here as I'm going through the tutorial. Like I said, I showed up with the credits first in the very first portion and showed the developers of the team in Software 2000. And then each section of the game, showed you how to open your business, your restaurant, buying, renting, creating the advertisements, the ad campaign, setting up your recipe book, selecting all of that, and then creating the actual pizza here for the recipe book, selecting the fungi, setting up your restaurant, preparing all of the kitchen, the tables, and all that stuff. So it goes pretty in depth. This is actually, for being a very comical game and like goofy graphical sense, this was actually very complicated. They put a lot of effort into the management portion of this. Everything down to the training of staff in different aspects, like cooking and supervisory and training and finances. Um, it was very in depth. This section was, this is setting up your staff. It looks like doing the recruiting of the staff, as well as when you first set up your recipe book, you had to buying ingredients at some point in here. So, like I said, it has some overlays that are very comical. All of the characters are comical. You could tell graphically this was probably made circa 2000, just because some of the 3D graphics itself are from that kind of that era, with the 3D acceleration just coming out, and graphics getting a lot better. But I mean, this, like I said, published around that 2000 age, and this is the third tutorial that I'm flicking through right quick, and this is basically setting up your doing the creation and stuff, and setting up your area where you get finances and stuff like that, and your banking. Or was this the second one? I think this might have been the second tutorial. But basically going through setting up your banking and finances, and then it's eventually going to go into advertisement, I believe. But you have to first set up your bank and how globally your organization finances look. This is the advertisement section here. Selecting the different, like poster ad campaigns, what kind of ad company you want to use, and there's different settings to go through. Like I said, they went really in depth in this game, to the picking your advertisers, signing your contract, selecting the type of ad campaign. It's a poster campaign in certain city, and then you want to post about how well your stuff does and things like that. Which good chefs or good food or good fine dining or whatever. But you can go into all kinds of detail in this, really drilling down into the character portion of running a business. Like, it really is an economical simulation. There's a large economy. You're growing a business. You're building up. You're buying warehouses. You're buying furniture. You're renting the leasing the office space, the business space, the pizzeria, if you will. It's very in depth. I'll say that for being as comical as the graphical design was. I think that was a design choice by the developers. But because they wanted to go comical, I think because it was so in depth, they wanted to make all of the menus and things very quirky looking, like this character here in the screen, like a floating exclamation point. This is setting the hours and all whatnot, and then this is pretty much ends this portion of the tutorial, and I think the last part is creating, I believe, the pizza, like what you want the pizza and the toppings and all that stuff to look like, and filtering all that out. I think that was the last piece. So this end, you go in, you set up your recipes. You've got your pizza dough, and you have to go in, and it tells you to chop tomatoes and put those in the mincer up there. Blend them all up, and then put down the paste, and then put down the cheese and whatnot. And as you actually develop the game, as you go through in your expansion of your business and the population, like where you're going to send it to, you can actually custom tailor the toppings and stuff to a city or a clientele, like Goss or plebs or kids or something like that, you know, or big snooty people. You know, it's like $20 pan pizzas or something like that. It's very, very different in how you could like put the toppings together. And you know, if you're really into cooking, or you like cooking shows, or just running a business, you know, maybe Chris would like something like this, just to have fun tinkering around with and see how far you get and expand your business as a chef, more or less, and hiring staff. And this section here is all your you know, how well you're I only got 10% on the tutorial, how well people like it, and the demographics. So pretty cool. It's Gouda. Me personally, I hate Gouda, but it is what it is. And so this is pretty much it in a nutshell. There's all the different flavors, and you know, green is good, red is bad, kind of thing. And that's how they kind of tailored the city and the people, so that you could see each of the demographics, and they've broken it apart. You can actually go down through the left hand list there as well, and there's more stuff to define in the recipe stuff, for how, you know, how to break up how things look. But yeah, that's pretty much the tutorial as a whole. And this is me getting started on the base game. This is the setting up the configs here. You got music, you got sound effects, you've got people talking, you've got cars honking, and just silly bustling noises and stuff like that. Text messages, things that pop up, and you know, inside the game, your backgrounds and stuff like that. You can set. It's a very complex settings menu for different parts, and I realized here I forgot where the damn abort button was. It's right there at the bottom where it says Windows right there. I forgot that later in the game, as you'll see in the video, as I'm trying to log out and get out of the game to close it down. But yeah, this is Nabi Normal, and he's like the baseline character. He's got a few things that are decent, but overall he's okay. I kind of like this Pizza King. Oh, sorry about that. The Pizza King logo, and then you know, again, you can set the different settings, make them male or female, and you know, very, very in-depth character customization, logo customization. There's some detail in here. I think I'm going to find it here in a little bit. As you scroll through the different characters, they each have pros and cons for how they interact. Some are better at, you know, being mafiosas. Some are better at finance and getting, you know, bank loans and things like that. Some are better at cooking or stats within your restaurant. Some are good at advertising. It kind of depends on what kind of character you like. Some are even have more finances than the rest. So, you know, Nabi Normal is pretty much the average. There you go. There's some of the characters and how they fall out, the different stats and things. Yeah, that one guy, he was really awesome. I wanted to go with Nabi Normal, so I had a kind of a career growth pattern to keep up with. So, and this is pretty much it. Getting started. You start out in Venice in the base level game, and you kind of grow your business from Venice and expand. First thing you got to do, just like you went through in the tutorial, you got to go in. You got to rent your first little shack, and then, you know, develop everything from the ground up, and just kind of move things along, put your furniture down, get your stuff built out, your tables and whatnots, chairs and grill and all that jazz, and nice carpet and whatnot. Yeah, this is pretty much it. You just start right into the game and kind of explode and do business stuff. Um, that's pretty much it in a nutshell that I can think of. As we go through this portion, there's a couple other things that I kind of dive into that is beyond what's in the tutorial itself. I am stumbling in some areas. This is kind of like how people like your business, how it looks. I forget that I had to go in and set up the recipe. I'm trying to do the order for supplies and setting up the warehouse. There we go. Fungi. So apparently they like mushrooms, fungi on their pizzas here. So yeah, we're all set, I guess. Then you can adjust like how much you charge per pizza, kind of thing. I stack it all the way up, makes everybody mad, and you can to kind of test what your product line looks like as you're doing sales and stuff. And so as you adjust that and make changes, things change within the product for sales price and how people would like that or not. And then you can go in here. I'm actually trying to hire the staff in this situation, but I'm not doing it right. I'm supposed to be in a different part and go in through the staff, not through the sales restaurant thing. But basically, yeah, just trying to set up the staff and get the right people in, which I end up screwing up, going in the hole, because I wasn't really paying close attention to the tutorial when we were going through it, and I literally rush jobbed everything, just trying to get through the tutorial as quickly as possible so I could get to the video and do the recording. So as you can see, all of their stats change as well, and there's also this is the recruiting menu, but when you get to the actual staff menu, there's a section in there where you get into the training level of the staff. And here's where I screwed up and didn't do the warehouse. But I'm trying to order the food and then turn on and open the damn shop. There we go. Now I finally figured it out. But basically opening up the business for business. And kind of see where everything goes, and you can see here I've opened it up for business, and now things are moving along as well as possible. But there's a section here where I did screw up, and I forgot to do the warehouse, and now I'm trying to solve that. There's the fungi pizza, it already pre-made based on what I selected in the first screen. There's my setup of the bank. And this is the advertising campaign. I'm going to try to select and go through the same process as what I did in the tutorial. I remember I'm like, oh wait, yeah, you got to sign this thing first and sign on with the company, and then you have to set the campaign. So I figured it out, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, let's go back and go through this and see what's good and what's not, and turning on the different things. Nothing really worked that well, and it didn't look like a benefit for me. So I'm going to tout moving forward and setting up the advertisement for what you're trying to draw people into, like tomatoes in my case, and fungi. So fungi was the big draw of what people want. So if you advertise, fungi, you'll draw more people, sell more pizzas, and then expand, thusly. So that's what the second section is for, setting up all these features and getting the campaign ready to go, and then you got to choose, where you're going to do it at. I have no clue where the hell I even am, so I've just kind of guessed the best location based on what's in here. And there's like I can see a pizza joint there, so I'm like, yeah, okay. Don't even know if it's my area, but Hopefully it is, and it's the advertisement around that area. And now I'm going back to the staff section, and I'm trying to figure out how either I can do the cooking and let the guy do the serving, or I just do the running of the business and try to hire a chef back that will do the actual chef portion of the job. I'm running through some things trying to remember how to do it from the tutorial, and I can't quite get there because I know that the guy I hired for a chef for a server is actually a better chef than what I am. So he should be actually cooking, and then I should be, see there. He should be out serving and doing things, and I should be the one running the business. And I'm trying to move them around and do things, but it's not working out as well as I want it to. So I'm trying to get over that hump and figure out how to get them hired in the right way. I moved this over, and then I was like, oh no, I don't really want to do that. Let's just make it daytime and the evening. So yeah, you can get really in depth in setting up your business and doing all of that, and the work hours and moving people around. I don't know why it's blocked out though. It's saying specialty chef, but I'm guessing that's because you have to set them up as a chef first, and they're not being set up that way. When I went through and tried to create it in the chef line, so I'm trying to go through and filter back and I really screw something up here in a minute that's going to cost me. And it's like right now I'm doing fairly well in the environment. This is like El Porto or something like that. But I'm trying to basically, when I go in here, I forget that I was supposed to buy a fridge so I can store stuff in and save my food rotting. That was one of the things that you're supposed to do, and I forgot it. And so when I go finally figure it out, I also figured out the staff here, and I hire the lady that has good selling as well as reliability and service, but her reliability is kind of crappy. So I'm trying to pick the best one that has decent reliability, but also is able to provide quick, efficient service because she's a wait staff. So yeah, I picked the best of the bunch as what I could, and then once I get her, I'm trying to move him up to the chef, so hopefully he'll take that position and become my new chef while she's all set, and then kind of move him into chef so I don't have to do chef work, and then I can manage the business and things that are running while they just do serving and things like that. I think I'm still at 16,000, and I can't move time faster. It is what it is. You've got to literally shut down, wait for things to go through, wait for it to go until morning, and then so there's no way to speed up time, unfortunately, that I've found in this game. Maybe here in the online manual it may say at some point, but I never did find it. And then I realized, oh yeah, I forgot to do this part. So I'm trying to get the fridge and the vent thing in and get things moving so I don't get my food spoiled, so I can get the cooking, and I eventually get myself in the hole here in a minute. But it is very comical trying to watch me figure out how to do this without costing me an arm and a leg, trying to solve the problem where, I got to close the shop, then I need to go buy it, and then it disappears everything that I did buy, and I was like, oh crap. So I have to go back in and buy it again and get in the hole basically, and trying to recover to get back to where I was when I should have done that piece ahead of time, and I just did it in the wrong order, and so it basically made you pay for it big time. It was very unforgiving. That's my competition down there in that area. Sorry. It's getting late for me. I'm trying to finish this recording. My voice is starting to get hoarse. I've done it a couple times. Trying to get it all as quickly as in one take as possible. But I've already had to stop once on this recording. And yeah, there it goes. I'm right down to the hole here. And I know that I also need to go into the warehouse here and do this piece, which I didn't do before, and I really needed it. So yeah, this basically is what ends up putting me in the hole, trying to recover and get things stored in a way to where I can order things, get the product in, get it shipped, get the food on the table, and then serve customers. There we go. But yeah, you need to have a warehouse. You need to, have a place to store this stuff and get product in, get it on, have your own storage location to where you can store things, and then get things moving in a positive direction. And I'm just about at the point where we're going to wrap here in a minute. I just wanted to go ahead and say everything, and I appreciate everybody popping in for this week's Throwback Thursday. Evil Clown, out of here. Y'all have a good one.